Welcome into the Max Stern Athletic Center. Today, a Tier 2 championship. This is the NCSY Summer Pregame Show. I'm Rami Pinchat, alongside my partner here, Sammy Katz. An exciting matchup today for you. The 10th seeded Fasman V Mta against the 13th seed MTA Lions. It's Yeshiva versus Yeshiva. Sammy, what does the Fasman V Mta, coming in as the 10th seed, need to do to get a win today?
Well, Fasman, so far on an excellent road, their first Sarachek ever. They lost in the first round to Mimo, but had 2 victories back-to-back after that, and that brings them here. We know the Donnies are going to be key, the 2 Donnies for Fasman. That's Donnie Moretzky, was a little quiet last game, but he doesn't necessarily need to be the scorer for them. And Donnie Stein, he comes off the bench, questionable to play today, didn't play yesterday, but he's the key at the top of that 1-3-1 defense. So we'll see if Donnie Stein plays today, how much of a factor he'll be.
And on the other side, for the MTA Lions, coming in feeling a little bit slighted as the 13th seed, what do they need to do to take home the Tier 2 championship?
Well, MTA, as you said, felt a little slighted, and they've proven it. They were the 13th seed, have won 3 games in a row to bring them here to the Tier 2 championship, looking to win and show we deserve to be, at least for a qualifier in Tier 1, over the number 10 seed. They need the 2 Eitons. That'll be Eitan Warburg and Eitan Pfeiffer. Eitan Pfeiffer has been huge in the tournament for them, and Eitan Warburg coming up clutch in their second game. That was against Beth Field when he hit a game-winning 3. So those 2 will be humongous in this one, and it'll be the slow pace of MTA to try to control this one.
An exciting matchup coming up. Again, Fasman Yeshiva versus the MTA Lions. We have it all right here on Max Live. Stay with us. This was the NCSY Summer Pregame Show. Stay tuned. Coming right up, Tier 2 championship action.
game. The Fasman Yeshiva plays a 1-3-1. They like to get Donnie Stein when he's in. He's not playing currently, but when he's in at the top, using his long arms. But it'll be Schumann on the top, controlling the defense, trying to cut off all angles right when MTA crosses half court.
And into the game for the Yeshiva out of that timeout, Yaakov Mendelsberg, the big senior forward from Skokie. It's Schumann now on the baseline. Shot is no good off the side of the backboard. Saginaw comes the other way. Rebound, steal poked away from behind. Lafer picks it up. He flies now the other way. It's Mashiach inside. Mashiach up with the layup, no good. But he pulls down his own miss. A dribble inside, up, around, no good from Mashiach. Rebound fought for again. It's Mendelsberg who pulls it down, puts it up, fouled. He will head to the line for two.
Already we see Ami Mashiach, that's number 34 in white, making a big impact for Fasman. He's a big man, and MTA lacks those big men. They have Avi Wolk in the middle. He's more of a forward, not a true center. And we'll look to see how Mashiach will be able to fare against this 2-1-2 defense. He's a big man, already grabbing a couple of offensive rebounds as Mendelsberg converts on the first.
And into the game for MTA, Yoni Rothberg, a major threat from behind the three-point line. Mendelsberg's second shot up and good. Giving Fasman their second point of the game here. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter of this Tier 2 championship. Fasman Yeshiva, MTA Lions, a good one on hand. As it's Warburg up on top now, guarded tightly by Schumann. Weiss inside to Wolk, tries to get by Mendelsberg, cannot. Shot up, no good, and rebound pulled down by Mendelsberg.
It'll be important to see how Rothberg will fare against this 1-3-1 as they clog the wings and don't allow for many three-point shots on the Fasman side. Rothberg will look to get hot early. He's one of their 7-man rotation. He's one of the two guys that mainly come off the bench. We'll see him and maybe Ziegelstein come off the bench as well.
Leifer with a long three, gets it to go, giving Fasman their first lead of the game at 5-3.
Big shot there for Fasman, and the fans finally got a little energy from them after a slow start. Just 5 points in 4 minutes, but a big three there from Leifer.
Leifer now the other way. He'll get a screen from Mashiach. That's Schumann from the corner. Shot is up and good. Back-to-back threes from the Fasman Yeshiva, giving them now a 5-point lead.
An early 5-point lead due to the three-point ball. Both of these teams comfortable playing in the half court. We'll see a very slow-moving game. Look at MTA run the shot clock down. We'll try to keep you updated on shot clock as they run it down many of their possessions. But so far, heavily reliant on the three-point ball for Fasman.
Yeah, the three-point shot, so essential in today's game. As we've seen in the NBA, it's trickled down to all levels of basketball. We'll see a lot of the three-point shot here in this one, as we have throughout the Sarachek tournament.
Speaking of, Rami.
That's MTA's best shooter. Yoni Rothberg could not get that one to go. Leifer the other way. A nice dish to Moretsky inside. Through contact, cannot get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Rothberg.
Donnie Moretsky through contact, goes up strong. And whether that was a foul or not, we'll never see Moretsky open his mouth to the refs. He is true to that. He will never complain, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Hopefully, lots of us can take, lessons from these high schoolers. Moretsky, one of them especially.
Warburg triple for MTA, no good. Yeshiva will set it up on the other end. That's Schumann in the corner. A skip pass to Leifer. Now Moretsky rocking the goggles. Love the retro look from him. Moretsky finds Mashiach, the big body inside. Mashiach over to Mendelsberg. Shot looks like it was blocked. Will remain Fasman Yeshiva ball.
Moretsky, as you mentioned, rocking the goggles. He does play a little bit of an older style basketball, not prone to shooting the three, just kind of controls the pace, finds the open man as Schumann. Sauce hits another three.
Schumann hot already in this first quarter. Hits his second three of the game. That's 3 for the Yeshiva. That's 9 out of 11 points from behind the three-point line already. Schumann can really stroke it. So can Leifer. We see the Yeshiva get out to a hot start. All behind that three. What's MTA going to have to do to slow him down?
Yeah, well, Coach Shlomo Weisberg of MTA, going to be a colleague of mine this summer at one of our sponsors, Meridian Capital, actually. I think that was fair to mention. So it's Weisberg calling a timeout, trying to slow the shooting down of Fasman. You know, this 2-1-2 zone, it's generally going to be able to clog up the middle, not allowing for many inside buckets, but Fasman realizing that, not afraid to shoot the three. Schumann, his nickname is Sauce for a reason. Those shots so far have been cash. He's been draining from the outside, 2 for 2 already. And that headband, you know, interesting to note with this gear of the Fasman Yeshiva. We got Moretsky with the goggles, Sauce with the headband. Sometimes, you know, we like to say look good, play good, but it's also just about Moretsky showing us it's about how you play, not always how you look out there.
We are out of the timeout here. Again, the Yeshiva off to a hot start, up 11-3. MTA with the ball now, looking to cut into that lead a little bit. It's Warburg up on top. Out to Hoodie Weiss. Hoodie Weiss calling out a play, going to set his team up. Pfeiffer, ball being denied to him by Lafer nicely. Weiss will get a screen up on top. Pfeiffer now in the corner to Rothberg. Schumann too quick, pokes it out of bounds. Some excellent defense so far here from the Fasman Yeshiva. 1 second on the shot clock. Warburg going to fire one up. No good off the backboard. A shot clock violation is called as that ball did not touch the rim on that shot. Inside of 1:40 to play here in the first quarter. Fasman up 11-3. Some excellent defense so far by them, holding MTA to just 3 points.
Just checked into the game. That's Joey Hernandez-Berg. He came in earlier for Avi Wolk. He's the backup center, a little bit bigger than Wolk. Maybe he'll try to counter Mashiach's presence on the inside.
Good ball movement here by Fasman. A skip pass to Schumann, who was then looking inside. Ball wisely kicked there by Warburg. Yeshiva will inbound. Finds Mendelsberg in the middle. It'll be Lafer up on top with 15 to go on the shot clock. Now 10 seconds to go. Moretsky on the wing. Looking inside, can't get it in there. Mashiach to Lafer for 3, and Lafer knocks it down. 4 threes already in this first quarter from the Fasman Yeshiva.
Excellent shooting thus far from Fasman, Rami. They haven't won on the three-point ball necessarily in the past few games of this tournament. They beat Katz Yeshiva in the second round, more of just a scrappy game when they were able to pull out the victory in a low-scoring affair. As we see, Warburg collects, goes up and can't convert, but he gets the foul call. And in their last game against Valley Torah, again, more of a scrappy, low-scoring affair where they just played stellar defense throughout, really stifling the Valley Torah shooters. And so far, though, that is not the case. We see some good defense on one end and great shooting on the other end so far for Fasman.
That's a good recipe to get a win. Defense and strong three-point shooting. That's how teams do it nowadays. As Warburg misses the first of his 2 free throws, MTA still with just 3 points as we are inside of a minute to play in this first quarter.
And Rami, those 3 points came in the first minute on a Warburg 3. So really, MTA just went on a 7-minute scoring drought about 7 minutes, and Warburg just broke it with a free throw. Hopefully, just seeing the ball go in the bucket for Weisberg and the Lions will maybe spark a little bit of a run.
Yeah, and we have not called Eitan Pfeiffer's name yet. He's been their leading scorer, scored 29 points in their last game. Not a good sign that he has not done anything so far. They're going to look to get him going as a travel is called against Lafer. He was looking to get into the teeth of that defense and kick it out. Took too many steps. Turnover. MTA Lions ball.
Great defensive effort on the top of the key from Saginaw, getting his hands in there cleanly. They're not afraid to clog the middle, as we've mentioned, and that time, not successful for Lafer.
Pfeiffer, as we just mentioned, for 3, no good. Ball bounces high off the rim. Rebound pulled down by Mendelsberg. It'll be Schumann with a prayer at the buzzer. No good, short. So at the end of the first quarter, it's 14-4. The Fasman Yeshiva, behind some hot shooting, out to the early 10-point lead. We're going to send you to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with second quarter action from this Tier 2 championship game. Welcome back to the Max Stern Athletic Center. This, the Tier 2 championship game between the Fasman Yeshiva from Skokie and the MTA Lions from right here in Washington Heights, New York. I'm Rami Pinchot alongside Sammy Katz. Sammy, just 4 points in that first quarter for the MTA Lions. What do they have to do to get going in this second?
Well, we've mentioned his name only once thus far on a missed three-point shot. That's Eitan Pfeiffer, number 54 for MTA. He's been key throughout the season and the tournament. Definitely their top scorer, as we see him controlling now. He'll have to get going against this tough 1-3-1 defense of the Yeshiva, but we've seen teams utilize their three-point ball as well as the man on the block. So maybe if MTA, if Coach Weisberg will adjust, maybe send two, as we see an offensive foul on a moving screen. Maybe we'll see if Coach Weisberg decides to send two guys down on the baseline for MTA to try to counter the 1-3-1, which is, it might be unlikely as MTA isn't the biggest team, but we'll see how they're able to attack the defense in the second quarter.
Into the game for Fasman, out of that break, some new faces. We see Donnie Stein, the athletic sophomore for the Yeshiva. He sat out the last game with an injury. Also into the game, David Taxer, number 14 for the Yeshiva. As that ball goes off of Taxer's hands, Hoodie Weiss picks up the steal.
And here we see, as we mentioned it a little bit earlier, Donnie Stein going to be playing at the top of the 1-3-1. He is a long, quick defender, not afraid to get in the face of the point guards.
Also in for MTA, number 41, Joey Hernandez-Berg, a big body for this MTA Lions squad. Saginaw with the three-point try from the corner, airballed short. Ball out of bounds off of MTA. It will be Yeshiva possession.
It's great to see alumni from Fasman Yeshiva coming out to support their team. Throughout this tournament, the Fasman fan base has definitely showed up. They haven't been the biggest, but they are not afraid to be the loudest. And they've showed up very nicely for the first ever visit to Sarachek.
Yeah, a big storyline coming in. Fasman for the first time ever in this Sarachek tournament. A tough loss to open, but since then they have fought to some tough victories to get into this Tier 2 championship game.
Yeah, that first one against I believe it was Mimo. They came in at the 7-10 game. They put up an incredible fight. Really came down to the wire as a nice inbounds play is drawn up and finished there. That's Taxer on the bucket. It was a really hard-fought game against Mimo. They definitely could have came out with the victory, I thought, in the last 3 minutes. They let the game get a little bit away from them, the big men of Mimo taking over. But they've definitely been stout in the next two games after that, and they've looked great tonight already out to a 12-point lead.
Yeah, a really nice bounce back from this Fasman Yeshiva team as a foul there is called. It was Pfeiffer slashing to the hoop. He will do that often. Loves to attack the basket. It'll be two shots here for number 54, Eitan Pfeiffer of the MTA Lions. We mentioned earlier the MTA crowd, as their school is right across the street. They have packed the stands here, not a seat to be had on the MTA Lions side.
And they're really hoping to see Pfeiffer get going. You see just the size of after that missed free throw by the MTA fans. Pfeiffer, an important factor as we keep on mentioning his name. This will be an important shot for him just to see the ball go through the hoop, as Warburg has the first four for MTA in a slow first quarter after he misses the second.
Pfeiffer there, 0 for 2 from the line. Still just 4 points for this MTA Lions team 2 minutes into the second quarter.
And 3 of those came, as we mentioned earlier, in the first minute of the first quarter, so it's been a slow start for them offensively.
Yeah, since that early 3 by Warburg, just 1 point. Now Pfeiffer the other way in transition. Off the glass, good. Finally a bucket for this MTA Lions team. Their first since about 30 seconds into that first quarter.
An important one as well, Rami. They're not prone to running the fast break, but not afraid to do it either. Their slow offensive play means less possession. So if they can't convert on their buckets on the offensive end, they won't score points, and that's what's been happening so far. But a good play in transition there, letting Pfeiffer get on the break as he is a good fast break player. Honestly, a good offensive player all around, but a foul on the Lions keeps a Fasman ball. 35 back on the shot clock.
Ball inbounded to Wexler, recently checked into the game for the Yeshiva. Now Donnie Stein out to Wexler. Moretsky will set it up on top. Moretsky dribbles to his left, over to Wexler. Now back to Moretsky. Shot clock at 20. Some tight D from the MTA Lions. Moretsky inside. Up and under, no good. Warburg pulls down the board. He'll look to push. A dive for the loose ball by Taxer ends up fouling Warburg. That going to be Fasman's third of this first half.
Great hustle on both benches. Right there, that was Hoodie Weiss on the defensive effort, jumping up against Moretsky. And a good hustle by Taxer on the rebound. Can't grab the ball. MTA ball down by 10 with 5 remaining in the second quarter.
16-6, Fasman leads this one. It's Wolk inside. Can't get the bucket to go. Mendelsberg pulls it down and hands it over to Lafer. Lafer crosses the timeline, picked up there by Eitan Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer with some tight defense. MTA looking to up the pressure defensively, maybe create some turnovers, get some easy buckets on the other end, as it has been tough sledding for them offensively. A near steal there, and they will get the steal in the end. It's Warburg with his second steal on 2 straight possessions.
And that was Wexler for Fasman, just checked into the game.
Hoodie Weiss for 3 from the corner. A good look, just cannot get it to go. Still tough offensively for MTA, getting some better looks, but just not converting. And an offensive foul will be called there on Mendelsberg. Pfeiffer ran into a big screen from Mendelsberg. The ref thought he leaned into a little bit. Offensive foul going the other way.
Well, the screen was set miles before Lafer got there. And Mendelsberg was set up, however, just leaning in a little bit, and a smart basketball-minded play by Pfeiffer to fall.
Pfeiffer now from the corner, gets it to go. Pfeiffer draws an offensive foul on one end, hits a 3 on the other end, cutting this Fasman lead to 7 points. Finally, some energy from the MTA Lions and their huge fan base. Jeremy Geller, coach of Fasman Yeshiva, wants to talk things over.
Rami, important that we talk things over as well. 16-9 right now. Fasman leads. They haven't scored a bucket for about 3 minutes. They started the game a lot hotter than they have been in the second quarter. Most of their points coming off of the three-point ball, but on the other end, MTA finally converting on a three-point bucket. Big for them to see their star player scoring. He scored the last 5 points for them. So it's been, as we mentioned in the pregame, Warburg and Pfeiffer. These two Eitans have been stellar throughout the tournament and the season. Looking good so far with all 9 points together for MTA. So they'll continue to lean on them, but it's important to not feel coped up by the half-court offense that they like to run. To be able to run the ball on Fasman, because once Fasman gets set into that 1-3-1, it's very difficult for any offense to penetrate. So MTA, we should see hopefully for them to start running a little bit more, right? Coming out on the fast break, not afraid to use their quicker players, Hoodie Weiss, Eitan Pfeiffer, throughout the rest of the second quarter.
Yeah, and Fasman really upping the defensive pressure here, leading to some easy buckets and stifling this Fasman Yeshiva attack. Pfeiffer with tight defense on Lafer. He'll get around him. Out to Schumann from the corner. 3 is no good. His first miss of the day. Pfeiffer now quickly the other way. He'll dish to Warburg. Warburg up top, pressured by Donnie Stein, but a little too much hands there as Donnie Stein called for the reach.
Stein, a big defensive presence at the top of the key. We've mentioned it, as that's big man Gavi Domsky checking in. He'll be a big defender as well in the middle for this 3-2. So Fasman trying to utilize their height right now as we see a 3 from Warburg.
Warburg knocks down the triple, cutting this lead now down to 4, an 8-0 run for the MTA Lions. MTA crowd all on their feet. They'll stand throughout the game, chanting defense, imploring their team to get another stop here as they have really stifled this Yeshiva attack, holding them to 16 for most of this second quarter.
Yeah, Rami, I think it's even more important to mention that it started on the defensive end for MTA. Their defense really stepping up. They've switched to a man. Important to note, they switched to a man to try to counter the three-point ball, because we mentioned that 2-1-2 isn't so great against the wing 3. So now the man defense trying to stop guys like this, Schumann, for scoring as he misses on one end, and Hoodie Weiss takes it down the other way.
MTA looking to push a lot more for some easy baskets. It's Hoodie Weiss to the corner. Hits off that white diagonal beam above the basket. That was Yoni Rothberg with the three-point attempt. Tough to shoot from the corner, especially a guy with a high arcing shot like Rothberg.
Those beams come into play every single game, no matter the circumstance. Right now we see it early. Maybe Rothberg will move a little bit more towards the wing to adjust, try to find himself an open look from there.
Lafer now up on top, guarded tightly again by Pfeiffer. Goes by him with the right hand, the layup up, around the rim, no good. Domsky pulls down the board, but poked away by Wolk. Hoodie Weiss fouled as he crosses the half-court line by Schumann. Coach Geller of the Yeshiva does not like that call. He wanted a foul on the other end as Domsky got roughed up a little bit fighting for that rebound.
Yeah, I agree, Rami. A tough rebound there. Wolk poking it out of Domsky's hand. But a good fight nonetheless by Wolk. You like to see, even if you don't have the position or don't necessarily have a chance at the ball, to still fight for that rebound even after the offense might grab possession.
Hoodie Weiss now up on top. He'll get a screen from Warburg. He's guarded by Schumann. Schumann on him tight. Weiss goes by him, but Schumann pokes it away from behind. Ball out of bounds off of the Yeshiva. MTA will retain possession.
We see that a lot. We see Schumann come from behind, try to poke the ball, as he's not as quick of a defender as some of the guys on Fasman. We had Donnie Stein come in. He's a little bit of a quicker defender. A nice pass there by Weiss for the layup by Wolk. When Stein's in the game, he's more of a control. He'll keep the offense at the top of the key, not allowing them to get around him. But Schumann not as stout defensively, so he'll use that poke from behind. That time it was successful, but stayed MTA ball, and they converted on the layup.
Now a 10-0 run for the MTA Lions as they have cut the 12-point lead down to just 2 here. It's Lafer for 3. An air ball, no good. The MTA fans loving it. Mendelsberg now will check back into the game for the Yeshiva, taking out Domsky.
And we saw Coach Weisberg of the MTA bench excited about their defense, telling their offense right now they're setting up a play, trying to spread the offense. We see 5 out right now for MTA as Weiss gets into the middle, poked away from behind though, going to Fasman.
Good defense there by the Yeshiva. They'll come down the other way now. It's Moretsky off to Lafer. Lafer back over to Moretsky. We are inside of a minute to play here. The Fasman Yeshiva up by 2 on the MTA Lions as we see Rothberg with a nice steal inside. 45 seconds now to play. Warburg up on top, over to Weiss on the wing. He'll cut inside. A nice kick out to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer no good for 3. Mendelsberg with the rebound over to Lafer, who will bring it up.
Pfeiffer nailing 5 triples yesterday in his 29-point effort against Poznak. He's playing already a little bit of a shaky start for him, but defensively MTA has been stout. They switched to that man after the first quarter, which has really slowed down the three-point shooting for the Yeshiva, as we see number 24 Tzvi Ziegelstein checking in for Pfeiffer. And they're sticking to that man, pressure man, though, picking up right now over half court. It's really slowed down Fasman a lot in the second quarter.
Yeah, some excellent defense from MTA. We're now inside 20 seconds to play. Shot clock turned off here. Schumann looking to drive inside. Ball poked out of bounds. Some more good defense there by the MTA Lions. Now 16.2 seconds to play. It'll be Fasman inbounding under MTA's basket.
They'll look to try to get this to Lafer or to Schumann outside the three-point arc, you could imagine, to get a good shot with a few seconds left. 10 on the clock.
Now just 8 seconds to play. They're holding for 1, obviously. Schumann over to Lafer. Lafer going to look to attack. 1 second, pulls up for 3. No good, off iron. Perhaps waiting a little bit too long there to get a shot up. It's Fasman Yeshiva 16, the MTA Lions 14 in this Tier 2 championship game. Stay with us for the Step It Up halftime show coming up after this commercial break.
Step It Up is not your typical basketball camp. As a founder and camp director, I take great pride that over the last 5 years, we've produced athletes that are now playing in college, athletes that are now playing overseas in professional leagues. Our sleepaway camp is located at Colby Sawyer College in New Hampshire, rolling greens overlooking the mountains. At Step It Up, as we're unconventional, we are not scared to push our players. We take your minds and bodies to places you never imagined going. We produce unbelievable results. You will get better here. You will get better as a person. You will get better as a player. That's the Step It Up way. As much as Step It Up is an intense basketball training camp, and it is, we have a great off-the-court curriculum designed. Your sons can be involved in everything from SAT prep, reading, math, and English tutoring. If he has a bar mitzvah coming up in the fall or winter, we have bar mitzvah lessons with our camp rabbi. We have more speed training, pool workouts, football, soccer, ping pong. It's a great balance between our intense on-the-court curriculum that they get a couple hours each day to relax.
For me, having just finished a 4-year college basketball career and looking to expand my career overseas as a professional basketball player, the Step It Up environment is absolutely perfect.
At Step It Up, we demand excellence, and we are very hard on each and every camper. We give each and every camper special attention because they need it, and we know they need it in order to grow.
We all have the same goal. We all want to help these kids succeed.
What happens here is magic. You want to be a part of this. When we train, we are second to none. Step It Up was founded on the premise that the game is overplayed and undertaught. It is a skill development basketball camp for the serious athlete who's ready to devote his summer to transforming his game. When I designed this camp, my vision and my dream was to attract serious basketball players from all over the world. You're welcome here. We will develop you.
Welcome into the Step It Up halftime show here from the Max Stern Athletic Center. I'm Rami Pinchot alongside my partner in the booth, Sammy Katz. Step It Up, a sleepaway camp for basketball players located on the beautiful campus of the College of New Jersey, just 90 minutes away from New York and New Jersey, and just 60 minutes away from the Teaneck, Englewood, and Deal, New Jersey areas. Step It Up is proud to host hundreds of 4th through 12th graders from almost every single Yeshiva League school, as well as Jewish day schools all around the country. Sammy, tell me a little bit about this Step It Up basketball camp.
Yeah, well, they also instituted 2 new programs, a girls program last year that was very well received, and a 10th graders program as well. Step It Up is always doing great things for the Jewish basketball world. We see countless of champions and MVPs of the Yeshiva League attend Step It Up. YU players, I'm sure, attended Step It Up. It's really nice to see that they're able to be a part of the Sarachek tournament each and every year. And also we have a player from MTA, I believe, who is in Step It Up. That's Hoodie Weiss. He's been a big factor for MTA. And it's beautiful to see, once again, that Step It Up is constantly a part of the Sarachek tournament, helping us out. We like to help them out. So thank you to Step It Up and founder Yogev Verdugo for being a part of the tournament each and every year.
Yeah, and in the next game, the championship of Tier 1 coming up, the Shalhevet Firehawks and the Magen David Warriors. A few players from Magen David also attended Step It Up. Albert Nasiri and Michael Natkin, two of the best players from that Magen David squad, runners-up in the Yeshiva League, and now playing the Shalhevet Firehawks next in the Tier 1 championship game. Stay with us for that one. But in this one, the MTA Lions and the Fasman Yeshiva from Chicago. We have a great one on hand here. Sammy, tell us a little bit about the first half and what we can look for in the second half as the Yeshiva heads into the second half leading by 2 points.
Well, in that first half, the first quarter was all Fasman. The second quarter was all MTA. A low-scoring affair as we expected and anticipated thus far. Both teams like to settle in the half court, settle into their defensive sets, not only their offensive sets. Fasman, their 1-3-1 has definitely taken away from Warburg and Pfeiffer being able to slash to the bucket. Warburg yesterday, that's Pfeiffer yesterday, was 5 for 5 from the three. Thus far, he's a little bit colder, but he'll look to get hot in the second half offensively. However, defensively, after the first quarter, a great adjustment by Shlomo Weisberg, coach of the MTA Lions, switching from their 2-1-2 zone to a man-to-man, which has not allowed the Yeshiva many open threes. And that was a great defensive switch by Coach Weisberg. And on the other side, Fasman Yeshiva, we mentioned it, the three-point shooting in the first quarter was big. It was Schumann and it was Leifer who were scoring for them. Moretsky's been quiet offensively, and Donnie Stein has been quiet offensively as well. And the big guys really yet to make much of an impact. That's Mashiach and Mendelsberg, the two starting big men for Fasman. They should get hot in the second half, try to give Fasman a little bit more of a cushion from their 2-point lead. That'll be big to see how their size will be able to take advantage of the MTA defense.
Yeah, just 20 seconds to go here at the break. Again, the Fasman Yeshiva up 16-14 over the MTA Lions in this Tier 2 championship game.
Rami, also, we just want to wish a quick congratulations to the Tier 4 and Tier 3 champions. They played earlier today. It was the Cooper Yeshiva Max from Memphis winning the Tier 4 championship, and the Ida Crown Aces, your alma mater, Rami, winning the Tier 3 championship. Congratulations to those schools.
Yeah, a little bit bittersweet winning the Tier 3 championship. As an Ida Crown alum, I do not ever want to be in Tier 3 again. Hopefully next year we could right the ship a little bit. We are out of the break here. It's the Yeshiva and the Yeshiva MTA against Fasman. Again, the Fasman Yeshiva up 16-14. It will be Leifer up on top, their point guard. Moretsky now looking to go inside. He goes up a near and one, but will head to the line for 2 shots. That ball off the backboard rim and out. It was that switch from MTA in the first half to that tight half-court man-to-man defense that really stifled this Fasman attack.
And as we hear loud cheers from the MTA fan base trying to get to Moretsky, but he's able to convert. Big for Moretsky to get to the line, score a couple of free throws, get himself going. You know, the free throw line will be important for each of these teams, as we've mentioned quite a few times. The slow pace for each of them really doesn't allow for a lot of shot attempts on either side. So the free throw line and converting on each chance that they get, not turning the ball over, will be key.
Warburg with an open look from 3, no good. Saginaw flies in for the offensive rebound, cannot get the layup to go, and a foul will be called. A good scrap for the loose ball, but Wolk a little too physical inside, getting called for the foul there.
In the first half, we saw a fight for the rebound where Wolk was on the other end, tipping the ball out and creating a defensive rebound for his team. Now is the opposite. Wolk was on offense. He was called for the foul this time. He doesn't like it, but either way, Fasman ball.
Leifer now on the wing. Inside to Mashiach. Over to Mendelsberg from the elbow, no good. Mashiach with a near offensive rebound, but it's pulled down by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer over the timeline, picked up by Schumann there. Now Hoodie Weiss gets into the middle. A pull-up jumper is good from Hoodie Weiss. Now just a 1-point lead for Fasman Yeshiva inside of a minute here in this third quarter of the Tier 2 championship game. Tight defense there by Eitan Pfeiffer on Leifer. Schumann now inside, loses his footing. Ball picked up by MTA. They'll head the other way. It's Hoodie Weiss. Weiss now to his left. A scoop layup, no good. Well contested there by Mashiach. Now Lafer the other way quickly, over to Schumann. Schumann shot up. He is bumped from behind. He'll go to the line for 2.
Some back and forth action. Good play by Mashiach on the defensive end for Fasman, creating an offensive run out there where Schumann was able to control, go up for 2 and get fouled. Important free throws once again. Each time these teams go to the line, that'll be a key to see how they're able to shoot from the stripe.
Schumann with his first shot, fighting through the crowd noise from the MTA side, gets the friendly roll on that first free throw, pushing Fasman's lead back up to 2 points. Once again, MTA showing up in waves here. Seems like their entire school in their section of the stands, making a lot of noise, making it difficult for this Fasman Yeshiva team.
And Rami, every single point is crucial right now. It seems in a low-scoring game, even when there's still over a quarter and a half to play, each point seems crucial, as it's only been 18-16 so far. So every time that someone gets to the line, the MTA crowd will attempt to stifle them. As we see a travel on Warburg, he doesn't like it, going the other way.
MTA crowd boos. The ref with a dramatic call there. He held his hand up for a second. Weren't sure if he was going to call a foul or a travel. Ends up calling the travel a turnover by MTA. It will be the Yeshiva on offense on the other side now. Lafer once again picked up by Pfeiffer. He's been playing tight defense on him all game. Now Moretsky inside, can't get it to go. Mendelsberg with a physical rebound, back up and in. A strong move there by Gavi Mendelsberg.
Big boy in the middle, Gavi Mendelsberg making a
Yaakov Mendelsberg.
Excuse us, Yaakov Mendelsberg making a great play in the middle there, converting on the offensive rebound and bucket, extending the Fasman lead to 4.
Now Saginaw with a look from 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wolk though. Out to Pfeiffer for 3 from the corner. In and out. But a good fight by Saginaw for that offensive rebound. It will be off Fasman. MTA will retain possession. Some good looks from MTA so far. Pfeiffer just cannot convert on the wide open one from the corner.
We'll see off the inbounds now what MTA will draw up. Coach Weisberg pleading his guys to keep fighting hard, as Wolk doesn't like that call on the offensive screen. A hard screen there from a big man. That was Lafer running into him and falling to the ground.
Yeah, you got to keep your feet set on those screens. Lafer may have sold it a little bit, but a good job by him trying to fight through that screen to get to the shooter in the corner. Ends up drawing the offensive foul there on Wolk. It's Moretsky now for the Yeshiva, over to Lafer. Now back to Moretsky, picked up there on the wing by Wolk. Mashiach looking to post inside. Some good defense there by Saginaw. Now Lafer on the corner into Mashiach. Over to Moretsky inside. Over 2 defenders, no good. Pfeiffer picks up the board, flying the other way. A nice move by Pfeiffer, shot up and good. Excellent take there in transition by Eitan Pfeiffer, looking to get going here in the second half. Again, he's their leading scorer, 29 points in their last game to get to this Tier 2 championship. Eitan Pfeiffer with a nice take on that end. As Schumann forcing the issue here for the Fasman Yeshiva. A blocking foul will go against Warburg. It'll be Schumann from the line.
Once again to mention, Pfeiffer, big player for this MTA Lions team, getting the ball to go on one end. Some hard defense there by Warburg on the other. MTA down by just 2 with 4.5 remaining, as Mag and David Warriors, who will be playing in the next one, they start to funnel into the gym as well.
Excuse me, not 2 shots for Fasman. That call was on the ground for Schumann. So they have possession now here, looking to get a good shot. Lafer inside. Lafer, he's called for the travel. Turnover for the Yeshiva. Warburg took the brunt of that hit there. He gets up. Looks to be okay. Perhaps got hit in the mouth. He's fine. Walking the other way. MTA ball.
Great defensive effort there by the Lions, causing a turnover. As we see there, Schumann trying to make his little poke from behind move. Unsuccessful, called for the foul.
Not a good foul there by Schumann. A little bit lazy on defense, trying to poke around from behind. Ends up being called for the foul. He will sub out of the game as Donnie Stein, this athletic sophomore for the Yeshiva, checks in. 5 fouls already for the Fasman Yeshiva early in this second half. They're going to have to clean it up a little bit. Their 6th foul That one goes on Donnie Stein, just one away. 5 fouls on MTA, just 2 fouls for Fasman.
Rami, there was an offensive foul and 2 fouls back-to-back now on a reach-in. Somebody might have to check the scorer's table, or maybe we were just mistaken, which is okay too. As a great block there by Moretsky, causing a turnover here, and this will be Leifer up the floor.
It seems like they may be a little bit confused over at the scorer's table, as it does not seem the foul numbers up on the board are correct. It reads 5 for MTA, 3 for Fasman Yeshiva. Nonetheless, some good action here as MTA just took a big offensive foul. That was Warburg. MTA crowd loves it, so does the bench. A nice energy boost from the MTA Lions, still down by 2 in this third quarter. Pfeiffer driving. Leifer looked to take an offensive foul, a no call. And now Mashiach double dribbles, trying to get the ball to a guard off of that defensive rebound. A turnover, it'll be MTA ball. As we see a timeout here from Coach Jeremy Geller of the Fasman Yeshiva. MTA with all the momentum, it seems, here since that second quarter run. Down by just 2 points here. They're going to look to try to take the lead, perhaps get Pfeiffer and Warburg going. It seems like they're on the brink of making a big run.
Yeah, the crowd feels it. Coach Geller of Fasman feels it. He calls the timeout to try to slow things down. Yet still Fasman finds himself up by 2, holding MTA to just 18 points. But it's important to note that on the Fasman side, that's Akiva Leifer, who's the number 20 for Fasman. He is the senior leader for them, the guard. He's telling his players, no reach, enough fouls, we got to slow things down and just play our own game, because they're trying to cause turnovers at the top of the key that have not been successful. They want to just play straight up defense, not give MTA anything for free. And out of the timeout, we'll see what Coach Shlomo Weisberg draws up for MTA. It's funny to note, Rami, Coach Weisberg has never lost to the Fasman Yeshiva. In his 4 years playing in Ida Crown in Chicago, where Coach Weisberg is from, he went 4-0 against the Yeshiva. So this is possibly his first game as a coach against Fasman. We'll see how he fares down the stretch.
Warburg now inside, ball poked away, but he gets it back. Poked away again as Mashiach hits the floor and comes up with that loose ball. Yeshiva looking to push the other way. It's Moretsky inside, over Wolk, no good. Mendelsberg with the rebound, shuffled his feet though, trying to get back up, called for a travel. It'll be MTA ball.
Great hustle there by Mendelsberg, getting the offensive rebound. Tough break as he fell to the floor. Nonetheless, MTA ball going the other way. Hoodie Weiss controlling.
Weiss now out to Warburg. He'll pull up for 3. Shot is pure from Eitan Warburg, giving MTA their first lead in quite a while at 21-20.
Yeah, Rami, the MTA bench loving it, doing a little dance. They all got on the floor and started to fake row the boat, giving them a lead 21-20 right now. The crowd is happy.
A nice backdoor cut from Moretsky. Cannot get the layup to go. Physical defense inside by the MTA Lions. Hoodie Weiss now will slow things down over to Warburg. The ref stops play. Will tell a fan to sit down. Looked like he was making a little bit too much noise there on the sideline, chirping at the ref. Ref's now calling security over. And that fan will be ejected. The MTA crowd on their feet, as are the Yeshiva fans. Looked like a Yeshiva fan a little bit too into this game. Maybe said something to the ref. They'll send him out. Exciting action here. 2:49 to play. MTA up by 1. All the momentum on their side. Fans into it as Hoodie Weiss slices through the defense for the finger roll off the glass, extending this MTA Lions lead to 3 points.
Great play by Weiss after a little bit of a break to control this offense. The senior leader, as we've been mentioning, controlling the offense with a nice take to the rim as Fasman can't convert. Pfeiffer down the floor.
Pfeiffer flying to the basket, trips, hits the floor hard. Ball out of bounds will be Fasman possession. Pfeiffer perhaps hit his face. A quick timeout to check on him. But in this game, MTA with all the momentum right now, up by 3. Once again, a huge run as they were down 16-4 in that second quarter.
Yeah, Rami, it's been an extended 19-4 run for MTA. This was in the beginning of the second quarter. So Fasman has scored 4 points in almost 2 full quarters of gameplay. We'll have to see how they're going to be able to convert on some buckets on the offensive glass.
Schumann now back into the game. Fasman's going to need him, their leading scorer, to get going again here. He started off the game hot with 2 early threes. We have not said his name much since MTA switched to this tight man-to-man defense. As Schumann, just as I say it, inside by Hoodie Weiss for a nice finish, cutting this lead now back to 1 for MTA.
Schumann trying to quiet the crowd with his offensive play as Weiss slashes into the middle out to Warburg.
Warburg with a contested look at 3, no good. Offensive rebound tipped out by Wolk to Hoodie Weiss. Weiss now to the corner to Rothman. Back out now to Hoodie Weiss, Rothberg. Hoodie Weiss now inside, over to Wolk. A strong take and blocked from behind by Moretsky. A great defensive play there by Moretsky. Schumann will slow it down, dribbles to his left, up with the floater, blocked by Wolk. Warburg comes down with it. Pace of play picking up here. It's Warburg the other way to Pfeiffer in the corner. Pfeiffer 3 is up and good. Eitan Pfeiffer dagger from 3.
As you mentioned, pace of play picking up. Once the energy level in the gym starts to rise, the players start to rise as well. The Pfeiffer from the corner, great look for him. He's starting to get going. MTA up by 4, under a minute to play in the third.
MTA now with a 4-point lead. Pfeiffer grabs at the ball away from Moretsky. A jump is called. MTA has possession. They will take over. Defense leading to offense here for the MTA Lions.
As you mentioned, Rami, great defense. That's been the story thus far in these past 2 quarters, the second and third quarter. MTA switching after the first time man-to-man. It has definitely limited Fasman on the offensive end.
Hoodie Weiss to Pfeiffer in the corner again. He's got it. Back-to-back threes from Eitan Pfeiffer.
The MTA faithful, the Lions Den, they're loving it right now. Pfeiffer hot from beyond the arc.
29-22, MTA leads now. Lafer inside, steps around the defender. He is fouled. A block will be called going against Rothberg of MTA. Just 18.5 seconds to play here in this third quarter. It'll be Lafer from the line for 2. As Eitan Pfeiffer, hot shooting from the corner, extending this MTA lead up to 7 points as he hit back-to-back threes. He will head to the bench here. They do not want him to pick up some fouls, perhaps give him a quick rest heading into this third quarter break. Schumann now inside for the Yeshiva. Ball stolen away by Rothberg. Some more excellent defense by MTA. A jump ball will be called. Nope, not a jump ball. They say Rothberg called timeout before the Yeshiva could get their hands on the ball. 11.8 seconds to play. The MTA crowd loving the energy from their team. 7-point lead for the MTA Lions. If you're Coach Weisberg, Sammy, what are you looking to draw up here to extend this 7-point lead going into the half? Fourth quarter.
Well, right now, we saw Pfeiffer go to the bench for a 7-second gameplay break, but it was more like a 1-minute break after a couple of stoppage of plays. So we think maybe Pfeiffer would head back into the game now as MTA will retain possession for the last shot. He's been hot from beyond the arc the last few minutes, but so has Warburg. He's looked good as well from beyond the arc. So we'll see what Coach Weisberg draws up. He'll try to extend the lead to either 9 or 10 with just 11.8, and that would be a huge lead for them because if you remember, after the first quarter, they were down by 12 and just scored 4 points. But now, MTA on a large run, they'll inbounds it with Warburg.
11.8 seconds to go. We are out of that timeout. It'll be Warburg to Hoodie Weiss. Pfeiffer still on the bench here. Weiss will bring it up, crosses over the timeline. He's guarded by Schulman. The kick back to Warburg with a long 3. Knocks it down. Warburg with a triple as the horn sounds to end this third quarter. What a run by the MTA Lions, leading by 10 points, 32-22 in this Tier 2 championship game. We're going to head to a commercial break, but stay with us for fourth quarter action between the Yeshiva and MTA Lions.
just awesome ball movement, and there's a steal by Simcha Halper.
Simcha Halper taking in, spin move, lefty layup, up and in.
Out to Halper. Halper for three. Goal! Simcha Halper!
Halper thinks about the three. A step back to three. What is? Wow! It's up top. Simcha Halper, corner three. It's good! Simcha Halper with the fist bump.
Halper's having a tough shot. Picks it in! Simcha Halper!
And we are back with this Tier 2 championship game between the MTA Lions and the Fasman Yeshiva. I'm Rami Pinchot alongside my partner in the booth, Sammy Katz. Some excellent play so far here. MTA leading by 10 after a big run by them to end the second quarter, and throughout that third quarter, the Fasman Yeshiva looking to get back into this one. What are they going to need to do here early, Sammy?
Well, it's been the MTA man-to-man defense that has really limited Fasman's offensive play, but a nice offensive board by Moretsky going up to the line now for two. That's going to be the key, I think, getting inside, setting some screens for open looks, and you got to rely on what you know, the seniors, Schumann and Lafer, who are going to be big right now. Excuse me, Schumann's a junior, but big right now for Fasman down the stretch. As Moretsky, he'll miss the first. The MTA crowd, Rami, really getting into it.
Yeah, the MTA crowd, tough to deal with. Again, seems like their whole school is here for this Tier 2 championship, supporting their team as Moretsky knocks in the second free throw. But it's been MTA from behind the three-point line. The Yeshiva's going to have to find a way to slow down the hot shooting of this Lions team.
Yeah, and Pfeiffer right back into the game to start the third. You didn't imagine he would sit for long. Good to see him back out there.
Pfeiffer loves that corner three. We saw him hit two back-to-back triples to push this lead up to 9 points there in that third quarter. They're going to have to find a way to stay on him in the corner. Hoodie Weiss now into the middle, out to Saginaw. Now Warburg up on top, also some hot shooting from him. Tried to draw a foul there, no good. Shot clock horn sounded, but the Yeshiva already had the ball, so they will bring it down. Donnie Stein now pulls up for three. In and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by the MTA Lions. That's Joey Hernandez-Berg pulling down the board.
It's been an extended 28-7 run by the Lions. I believe my math was correct there, Rami, as it was 16-4 the Yeshiva. But MTA shooting, as you mentioned, really got hot. It's really started with Warburg, been continued by Pfeiffer, and here's Warburg again from the top of the key.
Warburg a little bit long on that one. A good look there. His shooting from the top of the key has been excellent so far. Moretsky now inside for the Yeshiva. He is fouled. MTA players don't like it, but some contact inside. Moretsky heads to the line for two more.
Sometimes you see refs call fouls on those plays where seemingly it looks like a clean block up top by Berg. However, the foul was called on the body. So Moretsky went in, leaned into him with his body. The ball might have been a clean block. However, the foul was definitely there on the body. At least it seemed like it from the booth. Good play by Moretsky, going in, converting on the first free throw.
Second free throw from Moretsky is up and good. Lead cut to 7 points for the Lions. Moretsky really forcing the issue here. A big forward, going to look to get inside, draw some fouls, perhaps finish some baskets. Now Hoodie Weiss for MTA finds Warburg. Some extended pressure now from Donnie Stein of the Yeshiva.
We mentioned in the pregame, Stein's defensive presence is huge.
Pfeiffer with a look from corner. Again, he loves that corner. Could not get that one to go. Fasman will come down the other way. It's Lafer setting things up. Guarded tightly as he has been all game by Pfeiffer. Behind the back, a foul will be called. That will go against Pfeiffer. A little bit too physical there on Lafer. The Yeshiva in the 1-and-1. Next shot will be two already for them. Some big free throws coming here for Lafer.
Yeah, we mentioned it last quarter, even in the beginning of the third, that every free throw is crucial in a low-scoring game. And as we see, Lafer converts on the big front end of the 1-and-1. Every free throw is crucial, and already the Yeshiva is in the bonus. So each free throw right now coming through the double bonus on the next foul. So each foul will be 2 shots coming up, and Leifer puts up the second, no good.
Short on the second one. Leifer tried to poke that rebound to Mendelsberg. He'll get called for the foul. Free throw is going to be big down the stretch here. Already 9 fouls by MTA. Next one is the double bonus for the Yeshiva. MTA has got to be smart with their fouls here. Cannot pick up any easy ones and give the Yeshiva a chance from the line. It's Hoodie Weiss now up on top, over to Pfeiffer. Fasman extending this 1-3-1 defense a little bit, trying to cause problems for the Lions. Saginaw now from the corner. His 3 up and good. A big shot there from Saginaw.
MTA not afraid to launch from beyond the arc. Once they find a crease, they look to shoot, and it was Saginaw that time from the left wing. Finds the opening and drains the bucket.
3-point shooting, the story here for MTA. It was the Yeshiva from Skokie who started out hot in the first half. Since then, it's been the MTA Lions with extremely hot shooting to get back into this one and now take a 9-point lead in this fourth quarter. You got to think the Fasman Yeshiva has to cut down on the open 3-point opportunities for MTA.
Yeah, we've been mentioning it, that the 1-3-1 defense is what Fasman prides itself on, but that could allow for corner 3 opportunities. If you send 2 men to the corners, no matter which way you swing the ball, there'll be an opening. Because the one guy down low, it's hard for him to get to either of the corner. So MTA recognizing that, Coach Weisberg telling his guys, stick to the corners. We like the corner. We don't mind shooting from the corner, and it's been definitely a story to watch. The MTA 3-point shooting has been successful in the second half.
Out of the timeout, it's Donnie Stein looking to drive. Ball poked away nicely by Warburg. Out of bounds, it will be Yeshiva ball. Down by 9, just over 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter of this Tier 2 championship game between the MTA Lions, the host of this Sarachek tournament, and the Fasman Yeshiva from Skokie. An exciting one here. We're looking forward to a good finish as Schumann puts up a long 3, no good short. Pfeiffer will let that ball go out of bounds. MTA will pick up the possession.
As you mentioned, Rami, excellent storyline. MTA, home court advantage. Fans coming in strong, making a strong presence in this one. But on the other end, Skokie Yeshiva comes in at the 10 seed. People thought maybe they were highly ranked, a little overseeded, but they've proven themselves nicely. Yes, they lost the first one to Maimo, but they've been able to win 2 games in their first ever Sarachek tournament. So a Tier 2 championship would be an incredible feat for them.
A turnover there by MTA. Yeshiva throws it ahead, saves the ball from going out of bounds. Leifer now inside. Hoodie Weiss thought he got all ball. Ref disagreed, calling him on the foul. It'll be Leifer from the line for 2.
That's a tough call there from the ref to make, as the other ref, who was standing outside on the wing, seemingly disagreed, giving his colleague a little bit of a look. It's a tough call to make because the ref who was under the hoop, the defender's back was shielding off the view. So it's tough for him to make that call, yet he does it. And Leifer, taking full advantage from the line, drains the first free throw, cuts the MTA lead to 8 with just 4:35 remaining in the fourth.
Leifer, point guard for Fasman Yeshiva, an excellent free throw shooter. Again, Yeshiva now in the double bonus. Every foul from MTA will result in 2 free throws for them. That could come up big down the stretch. Leifer misses the second shot there, as he did last time from the line. The Yeshiva is going to have to convert on these free throws if they want to climb back into this game. Warburg now trapped. Gets it off to Weiss. Over to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer inside, out to Weiss. Weiss, floater from the middle, no good. Gets his own rebound, also no good. Mendelsberg pulls down the rebound. Good look there from Weiss, driving into the middle, just could not convert. Yeshiva now with the ball. It's Leifer on top, picked up by Pfeiffer. He'll dish to Moretsky. Moretsky looking for Stein, cutting. Cannot convert on the pass. MTA with the steal. Warburg now. Out to Weiss up on top. MTA will take their time here, looking to run a little bit of clock. Pfeiffer with a lob pass. Weiss comes down with it. Over to Saginaw for 3. Saginaw's 3 is short. A nice rebound pulled down by Moretsky.
It's important that every possession now for the Yeshiva on defense turns into either a turnover or a missed bucket by the Lions, as time is definitely running out and MTA will look to continue to milk the clock. But on the other end, here's Fasman. They have to get into their offensive sets comfortably to convert on a couple of buckets. They've been slowed down majorly since the first quarter, having scored 11 points in only the last 2.
Pfeiffer with some good on-the-ball defense, a little bit too physical as he runs into Moretsky, screening him off the ball. He will be called for the foul there. You cannot run through a screener. You have to attempt to go around them. Again, that's a double bonus, so it'll be 2 shots from the line for Moretsky.
Important to note, you see Pfeiffer go to the bench. That's his 4th foul in this one. 3:06 remaining. You can't imagine he'd be on the bench for long. I'm sure Coach Weisberg telling his star Pfeiffer, calm down a little on the defensive end. We need you on the offensive end for down the stretch. As big 2 free throws there by Moretsky cuts the MTA lead to just 6 with 3:06 remaining in the 4th quarter of this Tier 2 championship game.
It'll be Warburg up on top. Fasman in their patented 1-3-1 defense they love to play. Donnie Stein pressuring the ball. It's Hoodie Weiss. Weiss around the trap, leaves his feet over to Rothberg on top. Rothberg now to Saginaw. To the corner to the hot shooting Warburg. His shot is off the backboard and in, but the ref will wave it off as an offensive foul is called on Wolk. Looked like he threw Lafer to the ground, who was trying to box him out in preparation for the shot. Excuse me, the ref is going to say count the basket. The foul happened after the shot went up, so the 3 counts. It will be a foul on MTA, which will result in a double bonus. That's 2 shots on the other end for Lafer.
Interesting turn of events there. Great shooting by MTA on one end, but a foul on the board on the other. That one was on Wolk. Lafer back to the line. He's been solid from the line today. It's been Moretsky from the line who's been ice, but we'll see how Lafer fares with important free throws as Fasman has allowed MTA to balloon their lead to 9 with under 3 minutes to play.
Lafer short on the first free throw. That his 5th of this quarter. Again, free throw shooting going to be so key down the stretch here, especially for Fasman as they look to climb into this game. Gets the second one to go. Lead is 8 for MTA. 2:43 to play. We're going to have a timeout by the Fasman Yeshiva. This Tier 2 championship coming down to the wire here. This Max Live broadcast is brought to you by Yeshiva University, NCSY Summer, Camp Step It Up, LK Healthcare Data Plumbers, Clipped Keepa, Doubletree by Hilton, and Lake Como Pizza. I am Rami Pinchot in the booth alongside Sammy Katz for this Tier 2 championship between the host MTA Lions and the Fasman Yeshiva from Skokie, Illinois. An exciting game so far. Fasman out to an early lead. MTA has climbed back and now taken an 8-point lead. 2:43 to go in this 4th quarter. Sammy, what does Fasman need to do to claw back here in the final 2 minutes and change of this 4th quarter?
Well, we've been mentioning it a lot. The fouls on MTA. Fasman already in the double bonus. They've been in it for a couple of minutes. That'll be big right now to try to claw back because buckets while the time is stopped is huge when you're down. And Fasman just an 8-point deficit. However, that seems like a mountain to climb as they've only compiled 30 points in the game and just 14 since the end of the first quarter. So we'll see if they'll try to utilize the free throw line. And on the other end with MTA, Pfeiffer on the bench, their star on the bench. He's converted on a few threes so far in this one, but he's in foul trouble with 4 fouls. So he will have to come back in at some point and be a key factor down the stretch. And Hoodie Weiss will control for MTA. He's been their stellar ball handler.
The Yeshiva extending this 1-3-1 into sort of a 3/4 court trap. Hoodie Weiss breaks it as he passes to Wolk in the middle. It's now Warburg up top, drives into the middle, puts up the floater, gets it to go. Warburg with another big bucket for the Lions.
Warburg has had an amazing game thus far, converting on lots of three-pointers and looking good, controlling the pace for MTA as well up top.
Moretsky inside, ball goes in and out. A tough miss from him there as Hoodie Weiss the other way is fouled. That will be the fourth of the half by the Fasman, the fifth of the half by the Fasman Yeshiva. Now 2:07 to play, down by 10. Yeshiva gonna need to create some turnovers and get some easy buckets on the other end if they want to come away Tier 2 champions of this tournament. Fasman extending this 1-3-1. It's Pfeiffer on the wing over to Rothberg. An open look from three from the corner. Air balls. Rebound pulled down by Wexler of Fasman, and he is fouled. Not a good foul there from MTA as he will head to the line for 2 shots.
Great play there by Wexler. He grabs the board, and that's the 4th foul also on Eitan Warburg. So both Eitan stars for the MTA Lions with 4 fouls. Wexler, important free throws. We haven't called his name much on the offensive end. He is in the game, but I was about to mention Schumann has been out for a little bit. He's a star scorer for the Fasman Yeshiva, so he's going to be important down the stretch as we see Wexler trying to cut the MTA lead to just 9.
Wexler's second shot is up, no good. 0 for 2 from the line there. They need these free throws to climb back into this game. Still down by 10. We will have a timeout from Coach Weisberg of MTA. Just a quick shout out, Rabbi Kupchik, newly appointed principal of the Skokie Yeshiva. His son Alex getting engaged this past week. A beautiful l'chaim in the 5 towns on Motzei Shabbos. A mazel tov to the entire Kupchik family. Back to this one, a Tier 2 championship game between MTA and the Fasman Yeshiva. Again, Fasman out to that hot start. It's been all MTA since then with a 10-point lead, 1:47 to go in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, Rami, Coach Weisberg there calling a timeout. You think right now with 1:47 remaining, up by 10, this is the time for MTA to seal the game. If they can convert on a bucket right now, either whether it be a 2 or a 3, try to get an open look. That'll all but do it for Fasman. Unfortunately, in this one, it seems like it. So Coach Weisberg taking that timeout, slowing his team down a little bit. Obviously, the nerves are there in this Tier 2 championship game, but they've looked great in the last 3 quarters. So in this one, 1:47 remaining. Let's see what MTA does out of the timeout as fans are piling in from near and far. Excited about the end of this one and looking forward to the wonderful Tier 1 matchup next.
Yeah, coming up next, stick with us. It's the Shalhevet Firehawks from LA and the Magen David Warriors in the Tier 1 championship. That, the 1 seed versus the 2 seed, a powerhouse matchup. That's next from Max Live, the Tier 1 championship. But back here, the inbounds pass goes to Hoodie Weiss of MTA. He is fouled. That'll be the 6th foul of the half by the Fasman Yeshiva. Not yet in the bonus. MTA will inbound from the sideline, still up by 10, 1:44 to play in the 4th quarter of this Tier 2 championship game. It'll be Pfeiffer now into Wolk in the middle. Wolk over to Warburg. He'll drive, steps to the middle, back to the left. Shot blocked. Lafer now the other way. Ball poked at from behind by Rothberg. He will get called for the foul.
Coach Weisberg not happy about that foul by Rothberg on the break. Doesn't want to send Fasman to the line to try to score buckets with the time stopped, as that'll be the key right now to convert on these 2 important free throws for Lafer.
Lafer once again with some huge free throws. Down by 10. First shot is up. Front iron, no good from Akiva Lafer there.
That's 3 missed free throws in a row for Fasman. Big free throws in the 4th quarter that have not gone down. The Fasman bench looks a little deflated, and the fans look deflated as well from these missed free throws.
Another free throw short from Lafer. Weiss hits the floor for the rebound. Warburg will bring it the other way. He is fouled there by Donnie Stein, as that is the 7th of the half for the Fasman Yeshiva, sending Warburg to the line for the 1-and-1.
I believe that is the 5th foul on Donnie Stein. Stein, just a sophomore, playing an excellent tournament. Didn't play in last game for the Yeshiva, but he played an excellent tournament nonetheless for Fasman. A big defensive presence on the top of the key. Played a good game on the top, just compiling too many fouls, and he'll sit for the rest of this one.
Warburg now at the line for the 1-and-1. First shot is good. A huge free throw there from Eitan Warburg, hitting the front end of the 1-and-1. You mentioned Donnie Stein with his 5th foul. He'll have to sit for the rest of this one, but the future is bright for that young man. An excellent player, very athletic on top of that 1-3-1 zone. Going to be a key for the Fasman Yeshiva going forward. Warburg now with his 2nd shot, rattles around, no good. It'll be Schumann for the Yeshiva going the other way. He'll pull up for 3 over Weiss. No good, side of the backboard. Pfeiffer with the rebound. Ball fought for and stolen by the Yeshiva. It's Moretsky up for 2, cutting this MTA lead now down to 9 points. Warburg now breaking the pressure over to Weiss. Fasman looking to get a steal. They will. It's Moretsky now to Lafer. Lafer flying the other way over to Schumann on the wing. Schumann cannot convert the layup, but Lafer fights for that offensive rebound and pulls it down. Moretsky now to Schumann in the corner. Schumann with a wide open look, gets it to go. Lead is now 6 for the MTA Lions. The Yeshiva making a bit of a run here in the final minute, as Hoodie Weiss is fouled there by Lafer. Fasman making it a little bit interesting here with 35 seconds to play in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, great defensive pressure from Fasman, the full court press, leading to some offensive buckets. First, we saw a steal underneath their own hoop where Moretsky stole it and was able to convert on a layup. And then on the other end, Hoodie Weiss a little bit lackadaisical underneath his own hoop, dribbling and causing his own turnover, where Fasman was able to go down the other way, have a nice extra pass by Moretsky to Schumann in the corner, who nailed a triple as Hoodie Weiss converts on the first.
Excellent free throw shooting by MTA so far. Weiss, 2nd one up around the rim and good, pushing this lead back to 8 points for MTA. 30 seconds now to play. It's Lafer on top over to Moretsky. He'll get dish to Schumann on top of the key. Another 3 good there by Schumann. Some life from the Yeshiva, cutting this lead now down to 5 points as Pfeiffer is fouled in the backcourt. 19.5 seconds to play. This game seemed to be over with about 2 minutes to play, and MTA up double digits. Now just a 5-point lead. MTA gonna have to hit their free throws if they wanna pull off this Tier 2 championship victory.
Yeah, Schumann, sauce. That's Ari Schumann for Skokie. Has been on fire in the last minute. Important key 1-on-1 right now for the star, Eitan Pfeiffer.
First shot is up and good from Pfeiffer. Excellent free throw shooting, as we mentioned before, by MTA. They're going to need that to finish this one off. Again, Schumann was hot to start that first quarter. Disappeared for most of the game. Stifled by this tough MTA defense. All of a sudden, some life from Schumann and the Yeshiva. The lead now 6 points for MTA as Pfeiffer's 2nd shot up rattles around the rim and drops. Lead is 7 for MTA with 17 seconds to play. Now Moretsky on top. Schumann another triple. No good this time. Mendelsberg, good hustle from him. Throws it, and the ref will call it Yeshiva ball. Ball may have gone off of Pfeiffer's back.
And Rami, MTA fans chanting Misha Nichnas Adar. This one is all but over as some MTA bench players get to check into the game, giving Eitan Pfeiffer, Eitan Warburg, and Hoodie Weiss, MTA stars who we'll have in the booth after this one for an interview, a round of applause.
Inside of 5 seconds now, Schumann up with a 3. Fasman with an offensive rebound, no good. Horn sounds, and MTA, the MTA Lions are your Tier 2 champions. The MTA crowd storms the court. 45-38, MTA over the Skokie Yeshiva. An excellent Tier 2 championship there. I'm Rami Pinchot alongside Sammy Katz. In just a minute, we're going to have some of the stars from the MTA Lions up in the booth. Stay here for that. And after that, the Tier 1 championship game between the Shalhevet Firehawks and the Magen David Warriors. Stay with MaxLive.com. We're going to send you to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with some stars from the Tier 2 champion, MTA Lions.
They're all the senior leaders.
Beautiful ball movement. There's a steal by Simcha.
Simcha Halper taking it in, spin move, lefty layup up and in.
Halper takes it on the three. A step back to three. What is? Wow! It's up top. Simcha Halper, corner three. It's good! Simcha Halper with the fifth ball.
Halper's having a tough shot.
Takes it in! Simcha Halper!
Yeah. Put your headset on.
Sure.
Yeah, we do.
What? What? Really? Congrats, boys. Congratulations. Yo.
Which camera? Which camera? Where?
A nice spin move there by Terrell, and he drains it. Ryan Terrell is starting to heat up.
Ask Hoodie about
what a great reverse there by Ryan Terrell. Is there anything this guy can't do?
Ryan Terrell gets double teamed, shoots it anyway, and knocks it down.
We only have one mic.
Inside, Terrell,
We have two
underneath,
mics.
gets it to
Where's the
go.
other mic?
Ryan Terrell takes the ball. And that's a one-handed slamma-jamma.
I mean, Terrell, the pull-up.
As Baker takes it down, and here goes Terrell. This is going to be fun. Ryan Terrell!
Great. We're going to give a congratulations to Skokie first.
A big congratulations to the MTA Lions, your Tier 2 champions. Also, congratulations to the Fasman Yeshiva, a great showing in their first Red Sarachek tournament. Hoodie, we're going to start with you. This, you're all seniors, your last game in this MTA uniform. What does it mean to go out with a win and a Tier 2 championship here?
Feels amazing. We've been working for 4 years. Have each other's back. We're a family. We just won 4-0 in Sarachek.
Oh yeah!
That's amazing. Feels great. Gonna go to some chop. Whatever.
Chinese noodles.
Have a slice of pizza.
Congrats, guys.
Pizza.
Eitan will ask you second. That's Eitan Warburg. Tell us, first of all, congratulations. Amazing game, amazing Sarachek tournament. Today, you guys started out a little slow, but it was really you who started the spark for the MTA Lions, causing a couple of early threes in the second quarter. Congratulations. In the second quarter, a couple of big threes. Tell us about your mindset going into the second quarter down by 12.
We've done this before, being down and early. We just had to stay in it and hit those big shots to get us back in. It was only the first quarter.
What name the last game? I don't know.
And we had 3
What
more
are we
quarters
naming
to
the
play.
babies?
And that's what we did. That's what we did.
Congrats.
What are we naming the baby?
And Eitan, over to you. You had some big threes from the corner there on that run. This, you guys coming in as the 13th seed, I know you guys felt a little bit slighted. You thought you had deserved a shot at Tier 1. What does it mean to go 4-0 in this tournament and on 4-0 in the Sarachek tournament with a Tier 2 championship for you guys?
Our team spoke about it, and if we're upset that we're underseeded, we're seeded 13, what we gotta do, we can't talk to nobody, can't trash talk. We just gotta go 4-0, win Tier 2 championship, and finish as 9th seed, and show this team that they were wrong.
A big congratulations again to the
We're naming
MTA
Weisberg,
Lions.
baby. This is our club,
We're
baby.
naming
This is our club.
Congrats to Coach Shlomo Weisberg on this victory. Again, MTA going 4-0 in this tournament. Coming up next, Shalhevet, Magen David, the Tier 1 championship, the 1 seed and the 2 seed. Indeed, a powerhouse matchup. Stay with us on MaxLive.com. Coming up next, again, the Tier 1 championship for Sammy Cass. I'm Rami Pinchot. MTA over the Fasman Yeshiva, Tier 2 champions. Have a happy Purim and a great day.